Hey there, Wargamers. Here we've got me and Chris. We're going to take a look at some of the brand new boxes for Dark Angels. We're going to look at the Death Company. I'm sorry, not Death Company, Deathwing Command Squad, and we're going to look at the Ravenwing Command Squad, which can also be built as normal troop choices as well, and an Elite's choice. Well, it's not troop choice. Anyway, you'll see. We'll take a look here in just a second. We're gonna take a look at the Deathwing Command Squad first. Here is the new box art. Oh, the lights glaring there. Nice looking box. And one new feature on these boxes is really clearly states what this box can make. You've got what's in the main cover piece and the title here, Deathwing Command Squad. And then you've got, alternately, you can just make normal Deathwing Terminators or Deathwing Knights, which is a new addition to the Codex. And on the back we have some pictures of the Deathwing Knights and some of the weapons options, just some macro shots of those, plus this guy who, if I'm not mistaken, is called Watcher in the Dark. So, let's pop this bad boy open, take a look at what we've got. Looks like we've got our standard array of things. We've got the one small base for the Watcher, bag of medium bases, and then we've got a pile of sprues. So let's take a look at the first one here on stack. Looks like we've got the backs of the bodies, a heavy flamer, some legs, and all of these really lovely things. I guess these are essentially like what are they called? Thunder hammers, but they're incensors. What are they exactly, Chris?
Actually, they're the new weapon that specially is given to the Deathwing Knights.
Okay.
It has Heretic Bane.
Okay. So is that just good against Chaos Space Marines? Is that what it's good for?
It's called the Mace of Absolution.
Uh-huh.
It has a +2 strength, 4 AP, melee, Bane, of Traitor, and Concussive. However, an interesting note about it is it has a thing called Smite Mode, in which all the models that have it basically hit the target or whatever, and it gives it +6 to strength, AP2, concussive, and it's a one-use only technique.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's some interesting new game info for these lovely looking things here. I think that these could be really great conversions, used for really great conversions on other things, including other games like Warhammer Fantasy. I think these would be really excellent Skaven type weapons. I mean, you'd have to take off the technology bits, but I think that those would look really cool as incensors for some of their plague models. Got a two-handed weapon here, and I do like the fact that these are actually both of the arms are already attached, so you're not trying to get the wrists aligned and trying to get everything aligned with the body at once. We've got some standard Terminator heads here. These are the normal ones that you see. I mean, they're not exactly normal. They do have the Dark Angels logo on the foreheads, but they are the standard sort of pattern there. And then these shoulder pads are the ones for the Knights. They've got a angel icon with some sword, like carrying some swords or a shield or whatnot. And we also have chain fists. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only Loyalist chapter that gets chain fists, so that's pretty nifty. And then we got a whole bunch of arms down here, and some of the extra heraldry stuff. Let's take a look at the next one. Got our lovely autocannon there, and let's see here, we've got one of the shields, one of the storm shields here. I really love these shields. They're really great looking, lots of detail, but they're still open enough that you can do some cool freehand, I guess, in the little area underneath, but you can do lots and lots of wet blending on each of the feathers. It's enough to look cool, but not enough to drive you crazy. You got the standard fronts for the Terminator bodies, and then you've also got, let's flip over here, you've got these guys for the Knights. I think these just look fantastic. They look so cool, lots of cloth. I love robes on these guys, and they are just gonna they're going to be super rocking. We're going to build these as knights, so you guys will get to see that a little later on this week. You also have some apothecary parts. You've got your or the little overhead attachments for the Terminator body, plus you've got the reductor for the arm. I believe it's the reductor that's on the arm, and the narthecium is the other stuff. This up here, maybe, or maybe it's the same thing. Narthecium and reductor are in the same part. Anyway, tell me in the comments if you know exactly what they are. I just know that those are the parts for the apothecary. And then we got the banner here. Chris, did you have? You remember?
I was actually going to say the
narthecium.
Yeah, that's actually the thing on the arm, because in the fluff or whatever it says that that's the thing used to remove the gene seed out of dead Space Marines.
Okay, then what is the reductor?
The reductor, but this is the one that grants feel no pain.
Yeah.
The reductor is not in this.
Okay, so this is the banner that they can carry, and it's a little hard to make out on this without having it painted, but on the side of the box and on the front of the box there is a painted version. So I'm just gonna swap this in here just so you can see maybe what that's supposed to look like when it's fully painted. Good. It's pretty cool. And then we've also got the mace bits that go onto the leader. That's making a lot of noise. It's okay. Then storm bolters, standard stuff, and some more legs, and that's pretty much it for this sprue. We do have one thunder hammer down here, a proper thunder hammer. Oh, and then we've got the shoulder pads up here, the standard Terminator shoulder pads with the Iron Cross, and some extra heraldry on at least one of them here with the. Oh, there's a couple that have the swords and things built into it, so they've sort of augmented the standard there. So, and then last sprue for this kit, we have the missile launcher. What's the name of the missile launcher?
The Cyclone missile launcher.
Missile. Thank you. So you've got the 4 pieces that make up that box, and I think that's all that makes that. Yeah, it's okay. You got the big shield there, and then the missiles and whatnot. And then this is the side of the plasma cannon, like right at the end, so that you already have sort of a drilled out barrel there. This is the only faction to have plasma cannons on their Terminators, I believe. Pretty sure that's true. And then we have a third set of 5 shoulder pads, and these ones I believe are just supposed to be used for the standard Terminators or for the command squad, who are essentially standard Terminators. We've got more of the shields, each with some slight variation on the positioning of the swords that they're carrying, but for the most part it's wings with an angel body. And we've got the Watcher in the Dark there, carrying a sword, and I love that in the instructions they actually show you the instructions on how to assemble him. It is literally him hovering over a base, and then one of the glue lines, and then him on the base. Like, they really needed to elaborate that for you. Okay, so then we've got the cape. Let's flip this over so you can see the backside of that. It's a pretty flat cape, but it does have a little bit of iconography on it. We've got a handful of power fists up here, each with some heraldry. And then we've got these guys here, the hooded heads. I think those are pretty snazzy looking. You know, I'm not a big fan of guys without helmets, but the hoods make it okay in my opinion. We got a little heraldry piece here. Back sides of the shields, if you guys want to take a look. Pretty plain stuff on the back, except for the wiring lines. But you note that the arms are attached to them. So. Yes?
I was going to say, an interesting note, actually, speaking of this, is this kit actually has a two-handed weapon that both hands are actually...
I mentioned that already. I showed him that.
Okay,
not paying attention, Chris. There's the butter knives. Yeah. Yeah. Chris was musing earlier that they were far too small for the size of a power fist hand, and they would be nearly useless for anything other than just looking pretty. They're itsy bitsy. And then we've got this here. What is? Oh, that's the other part of the plasma cannon there. It fits onto the back side. I could there, yeah, right there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this kit. Oh, we do, yeah, there's some lightning claws as well, and a power sword. And I think we've pretty much covered everything on all three of the sprues. Go ahead.
I do have one interesting note that I was thinking about as I was looking at the lightning claws. Is if you notice in Belial's entry, he has lightning claws, but it's possible that the resin kit would not actually have it, whereas you could actually wind up using those on him if you wanted to make your Belial have lightning claws instead of his standard loadout.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we're gonna put these back over to the side for just a second, and we'll grab the Ravenwing Command Squad. So this one can be built as a Ravenwing Command Squad. It can also be part of or its own just Ravenwing group, or the Ravenwing Black Knights. So our instruction booklets, and we've got the 3 biker bases here, and our standard Space Marine transfer sheets. So we've got 3 sprues here. Let's take a look at this one first. And we've got this really lovely flowing banner here. This looks really cool. Lots and lots of detail. Just going to be really awesome to paint that. You've got your plasma guns that go on the front shields here. And it looks like we've got some baggage stuff here for, or consoles or whatnot, things just to add on, I think, to the sides of these, if I'm not mistaken. The little extra pieces with the what's the rangefinder thing called? Auspex. There we go. And we've got, looks like, some specific parts for an apothecary on a bike, along with the apothecary arm, and we've got some melt-a-bombs, it looks like, and we've got a front hood here, or a front bit. Looks like we've got 3 normal ones, and then one that is capable of taking a grenade launcher, this guy up here. I haven't read all the rules on that yet, but at the very least you're going to have some extra bits any way you cut it. We've got the bike body just as normal. It's in a 2-part shell, but if you notice, in this new kit, like the old biker kits, the wheels were separate pieces. These follow the Dark Vengeance pattern, and they are just 2 pieces, including the wheels, so you can't do I guess some of the more complicated kit bashing stuff that you used to be able to do, but that's okay. They look really nice. We've got the exhausts that will attach to the back sides here, so those just slot into those. And what else do we have on this sprue? It looks like we've got some close combat weapons. We got some picks and some kind of power maul up here, and some power swords, and some extra baggage, and just little fiddly bits, and some grenades up here at the top. I'm not sure what this is. It looks kind of Iron Halo-y. I think that might be an Iron Halo.
I'll check that out real quick.
Okay. All right. While Chris is looking that up, we will scoot on to the next sprue. So we've got some iconography that'll go on the back sides, along with handlebars and arms. So we've got 4 different kinds there. I assume one of them is for the variant that has a grenade launcher on it. I don't really see a huge difference here, except the fact that we've got two right arms grabbing and 2 left arms grabbing, and it looks like this has a different sort of gauntlet on it. It's got these ribs in it. See if we can get a little closer. Yeah, there we go. So you see, like, a normal one just has these straight flat gauntlets. This one has ridges, maybe possibly the leader of the group. We've got some side bags. I really like the dynamicness of the cloth flowing here, and then on some of the other legs, as you'll see in a second, a lot of the purity seals are also sort of whipping around in the wind. We've got the bodies here. We got 4 different backs. I don't know why we have 4 different backs. One of them is a cloth. Yeah, one of them has cloth on it, so he'd be the hooded leader. or you have the option to build 3 normal ones if this is adding on to an existing squad. So that's what this would be good for. Ooh, a beaky helmet. We've got that, and it looks like he's got a slot in the side of his head. Oh, I bet it's for these guys right here, these little wing pieces. And the other arm sets. And we got some bolt pistols and some bolt pistols put on the hip. And this one looks different. This, I guess, could be mastercrafted, possibly, depending on what you're doing there. We've got another bike body. This one looks almost identical to the first one, but I think that there's some slightly different iconography on the front wheel well. Chris, did you find out if he could?
I couldn't see anything particular, so it might just be a particular aesthetic piece to make the Huntmaster stand out.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. And I think that brings us all the way back around to the beginning of the sprue that we took a look at there. And then, and we've got the final sprue here. Let's start with the bike body. It looks like, once again, just slightly different iconography on the bike. We've got a little sort of shrine head bit here, some more exhaust, and then we've got the 4 back vanes, if you will. And I was looking at these for a little bit, trying to figure out what exactly, why would you pick one over the other. A couple of them have some purity seals. We've got that, and we've got the ones on the far side here. Got one on that. But I finally figured it out. You can actually see the this one is specifically for the apothecary. It's got the apothecary sigil there. Now, one interesting thing about this kit is you have enough beaked helmets to do, and everybody in beaked helmets twice over, it looks like. You've got the apothecary beaky, and you've got some other ones. You've got essentially 7 beaked helmets in this kit. So for those of you who really like the beaked helmets, this kit is an excellent source for just a ton of these. And I bet you Bits sites on eBay and other places are just going to be flooded with these guys soon, because people will sell them, because you get more than twice as many as you need for the kit. And then here's the leg set. You get an extra leg set for using the robed legs on the previous sprue, but like I said before, you got some of the purity seals sort of whipping back in the wind. I think that really helps add to the coolness of the look of these models. And then we've got the backpack, so everybody gets a backpack, and we've got the apothecary backpack, and then we've got a whole bunch of shoulder pads. So we've got pretty standard stuff, plus we've got the apothecary, and I don't know what all of the icon variation is, so I'm just going to get some close-ups on all of these so you guys can take a look, and if there's cool things I should know about these, leave a comment below. Tell me about what, because these just look like normal icons to me, but I don't know what these rings are. They kind of remind me of that iron halo thing. Well, that one does especially. Maybe that's an apothecary symbol I'm unfamiliar with as of yet. And then here are the front sides of our bodies. So we got the apothecary body. We've got some other stuff. Lots of iconography. I'll tell you, Dark Angels really love to slather their armor in icons. So that is pretty much it for this kit. We do have the 2 bear heads over here. I didn't really focus in on them very much. There we go. If you guys want to see. And there's also some icons on the heads of these guys. But it just seems strange that there's that many of them in here. I'm not complaining. That's awesome. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We did have the other plasma guns down here that we saw the duplicates of on other sprues. But yeah, really excellent looking kits. I look forward to getting my hands on some of the vehicles that just got released, and we'll take a look at those whenever I do. Hopefully it'll be this week, and we'll see what we can see. If not, I'm sure that we'll be seeing them in the future. So until next time, thank you for watching, and happy wargaming.